the Father, the Son. This is all I can send you, Kal-El. It's not who I am underneath that defines me, but what I do. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Just because someone stumbles and loses their path doesn't mean they're lost forever. You're making me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I let my father die because I trusted him. Because he was convinced that I had to wait. That the world was not ready. What do you think? With great power comes great responsibility. We are Groot. We are Groot. We are Groot. We are Groot. We're Groot. We're Groot. We're Groot. I'm with you.
And we're here live in Whangarei talking to Eatz Kennedy, as everybody lovingly knows him. And of course, that's how I know him. Hey, Eatz, how are you going?
Pretty good, Adu. How are you, man?
Good, brother, good. Hey, you saw me rushing around, right? I was rushing around so I could find these cans that, from the old store. The cards, I got donated, plus the cards I bought, to keep up with what's going on. And of course, I actually ended up with this beautiful redhead poster before I guess the shop was actually a thing.
That's right. Yes, I think I did give you that beforehand.
Yeah, so I am very proud. I gotta get a big frame to put it in because it'll be nice up there with Arcane, with Jinx. Hey, so for everybody that doesn't know Ethan and I just want to say that we've known each other since like 2014. So it goes back a while.
Or 14? Yeah, I think it's like a whole decade, I do.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah, I didn't even think it's been a decade. I'll just go by years. It's like decade. Right. So how I got to know Ethan, and he's going to give you a short bio in a minute, is through this thing here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gaming, card games, TCG. I think I've got the different ones here. Yep, I've got different ones in there. But like, how about you give us the verb? Because I mean, how it all started with you and how we ended up where we ended up and how you've ended up amazingly where you've ended up right now in the store.
Wow. Okay. Well, from the start, Adu. You want it from the start?
Yeah.
Wow. My brother and I decided that we were going to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again after a very long hiatus since we were younger. And we heard about a competition coming up in Whangarei, and it happened to be at a place called Comic Trade, which you obviously run, Adu, way back when. And, you put me on the spot here, Adu. I haven't told this story in so long. So you open Comic Trade, and we were coming regularly, and then it all closed down, and we needed somewhere to keep playing. Oh, one sec. Sorry, just got to get the door opened to let the last player in for tonight. So where was I? Sorry, give me a second. Yes, Comic Trade closed down. So I wanted to keep the club alive, our little gaming club, little community we had. So we got hold of Hobbyco at the time and got an account started through them, and we were just playing out of the garage and out of the pub and out of absolutely anywhere we could. just to keep the boys turning up and playing together and getting to see our mates on the weekends or on Friday nights. And then it slowly evolved that we moved to the design school here in Whangarei with the tutor there, Philip. He was an avid gamer and had been with us the whole time. And he allowed us to play there for free. And as more and more games were coming out, we were like, oh, let's get into it. I thought about getting into a new one. So when Flesh and Blood came out from Legend Story Studios, we sort of took that on, and we needed an additional day to play, and Phil was keen to play the game and gave us the additional Sunday to play an extra game. And over time, we thought, why don't we make a shop and try and encompass all the other games that are out there, like Magic the Gathering, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, and whatnot. And One Piece is huge now. And bring them all to a central zone and try to get our mates talking with other guys and their mates and make the whole community bigger and bigger. Does that sort of sum it up a little bit?
Yeah, it does, and it's wicked to see, like, as your young guys, two brothers playing the card game, and now you're here owning the business that that you've basically started enjoying through that time into adulthood, right? And that journey. I think that's what I find really interesting about people who really have a passion for something and then they follow it all the way through into business. And of course it hasn't been easy. So you want to tell us, I mean, you're a married man with two children.
Three children.
Yeah. And so, you're busy already. You've got you've got family, you've got full-time work, and then you run.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit now, dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
is it
breaking up.
Breaking up?
Probably not. But yeah, that sounds better. It was just the mic, I think.
All right. So so with all that in mind, right? What made you go, okay, we're doing it on the side at design school. How about we set up your own place?
Oh, wow, good question. I think I wanted to see the community grow. It felt like it was, I wouldn't say falling away or anything like that. It was sort of stagnant. We didn't see new players coming in, and it was the same players all the time. And everyone gets sick of versing the same people all the time. And it was nice to hear from our community and our players. They're like, we want to play against new people. We want to see more faces. So I took that in stride, and Philman and I decided, hey, let's start our own shop. So we had thoughts about it, and we were trying to work through it and see what the ins and outs were. And then we were approached by a card merchant to go, hey, you guys want to open a store? And we were like, we were thinking about it anyway. So yeah, we jumped on board with Card Merchant and become Card Merchant Whangarei.
Right. I mean, Card Merchant is a franchise chain.
Yep.
What was it like getting into that, into a chain of stores like that?
The process was on the franchisee and franchiser side. That was very easy. It was very straightforward. And the communication from just the guys at Card Merchant have been absolutely fantastic. Like, you just can't beat them. They are just like us. They're players there for the players. And it's great to be able to join a team of like-minded individuals that do it for the reason we all do it. And it's to see the communities thrive and get people coming and playing together and socializing. It's great.
So you've gone from playing in a store to playing in a garage and then playing at a design school and now into your own store. The steps, man. Like you guys built from something like from a handful of players all that time in the last decade to what, about 60, 100 players now?
Oh, wow. I think we had a recent release for Magic the Gathering at the start of last month, and we had about 50 people in the building just for that alone. Yeah. And then throughout the other games, we're pushing probably 80 to 90 players for all in total that play all the games. And that doesn't count any collectors only or people that just come and buy the random bits and pieces. So yeah.
Right.
It's great to
And
see.
that's just for one game, and or because you got right now you got Dungeons and Dragons playing there, or is it Magic?
Dungeons and Dragons, and there's 7 of them right now.
Right.
Yep, so I can see 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 7 of them down there. So
Yes.
so I would suggest over all the games we play at the moment and just our local community, we have roughly 80. I'd say 80 is a good number of regular players.
Right. So you've got you got I guess One Piece is starting now. You've got Flesh and Blood. You've also got Magic. One was like I just mentioned One Piece, but there's so many other games like Pokemon is there as well, and
Yep, we have a guy that comes in every. I don't know if he comes on Saturdays, but I know he's here every Sunday, and he's wanting people to learn Pokemon, and he's wanting to teach them, and he's sitting there teaching people to play Pokemon. We implore everyone who wants to learn how to play Pokemon, or if their kids like Pokemon, or maybe they want to learn themselves as the adult. Leon is just willing and waiting for people to come in, and he just wants to see that whole side of the community grow as well. Because we are a big community, and that's what we drive. Our card merchant drives the community, but it's a whole lot of little individual communities coming together in the same space. So, what else is there? We've got another game called Grand Archive. Sort of more up my alley.
Yeah, I looked at Grand Archive. That game, like we were looking with it with the net last week. They raised about $950,000, right?
Kickstarter
on Kickstarter to make that game happen, and that gives me hope, right? Because I'm looking at doing a comic book and board game crossover, so it gives me hope that in the next 5 years there's something that I can come up with and take to Kickstarter as a board game, right? And I love the fact that this is not just New Zealand. This is all over the world. People are going back to trading card games. One Piece with One Piece being so big on Netflix, right? And then One Piece just before it's releasing the friggin' card games. I mean, I think I've got it here somewhere, but I just thought it was just interesting to see somebody like One Piece get into the card game, trading card game.
Yeah.
Did you learn about it beforehand? Did they send you stuff, material about what was going to happen with it?
Well, as far as I know, Min, it was actually all on Min. Min was like, hey, he's the other guy here who can't mention Whangarei most of the times, or week actually. But no, Min's always been a fan of One Piece, and I think it was partway through last year, he was like, hey, check these out. Do you know about One Piece? And he showed me the first set, not even in English print yet. They were still in the Japanese print. Yeah, so we knew it was coming, and he said back then that it would be massive. It would be massive.
Well, it has got to, I've watched One Piece, right? I've watched One Piece, and I have never watched Naruto or Dragon Ball or Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But I love One Piece, and I've watched about 200 episodes. I mean, that's 1,000 of them. But and I've seen the first episode of the Netflix series, and I'm thinking, I can see why a lot more people get involved with this game and become more fans of the One Piece show or the animation or manga, because it's done so well with respect to the IP, And I'm looking at My Hero Academia here, right? My collection. Nice. I've got Flesh and Blood. Picked up a Magic, right? Because
nice.
Vampires. I'm like, okay, I'll go with vampires. And I'm trying to collect as many of one of the cards because I want to make sure that I have these. But it's such a fast the One Piece has become so popular very fast because of the franchise, right?
Yeah.
But it's always sold out. And so how do you guys go through ordering what people, if there's any is it just solid games that you have on stock that you can order, or is there other games that are out there that you're looking into as well?
At this stage, we are struggling enough just to keep the most popular games on the shelf, being Grand Archive and One Piece. There's only so much we can order at a time. Being a brand new store, it's sort of limits how much we can get from allocations and stuff like that. But we can only prove that we're just running out, and people have 3 or 4 people have come in today just wanting some One Piece packs, and sorry guys, we just haven't had them. We're waiting on the stock to come in again.
But that also shows how popular it is, right? Because like, people are trying to get in early.
That's it. And I feel that there's a lot of people that have watched the anime and have loved the anime from the start, or when they started watching it, and now that the live actions come out, people are flocking in here going, "Oh, I heard there's a card game for that One Piece on Netflix." Yes.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to look for the friggin' the deck I bought for One Piece, or was it My Hero Academia? I don't know where I've placed it, but I mean, like, it's like it's going to be a competition between My Hero and One Piece, right? Because both of them, like My Hero is quite a popular superhero, game, anime, right? But like, whereas One Piece has been around for what, about 30 years now? Is it over 20 years? So it's got, I think it's got a bigger following because of that as well.
I fully understand that, and from what we see here, we've got plenty of My Hero Academia stuff here, but the One Piece stuff just goes out the door. You can't stop it. You really can't. People just come in and just grab it, and I'm just glad on our end that we're able to facilitate that for our local community.
Yeah, because you want to be on top of whatever's popular as a store, because you got to provide you got to provide what the customers want, because otherwise they'll go elsewhere. But you can't help it if you run out of stock.
Yeah, that's you just it's actually crazy.
It's good though, because like it just means that people are into the game, and then when you get them, they'll be ready to stock up. But also, is there somebody there teaching the game that you guys have who's playing it regularly or something?
We've got
a new game, right? Yeah,
being a new game. Min is here, like 24/7. It's his day off today, so he's not here, and that's why I'm here. But Min knows pretty much everything, ins and outs of all card games, and he will hate me for saying this, but I know he likes to teach people because he wants to see the community grow just as much as we do, as I do, as everyone in the community wants to see it grow.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to talk about next. It's like the fact that there's 3 of you guys who are passionate players who've built this community together. It's like the Trinity, right? Trinity of TCG and Whangarei, who have basically come together and worked for the last decade to actually bring about this one spot that has been really good at growing community. And because you guys have your own ways of reaching people through what you guys do, and that's been a plus. I see that as a plus. How do you guys work together in that, like the 3 of you?
Oh, well, we sit down and we nut it out. I do. That's about the bones of it. We all have different specialities. Like, I don't know all the card games, but Min knows all the card games. Yeah. And then, say, all the digital stuff in the background. Phil is just an absolute genius when it comes to graphic design. Oh, he's a teacher at a design school. He should be, but no, he goes above and beyond.
Now, I'm talking about, like, I mean, Min's the storefront guy, right? He's there all the time, 6 days a week, as you said, dealing with the customers and stuff. And he's worked as a customer service person for decades, as far as I know. So he's got
for a very long time.
He's got a lot of experience in that. Now, because you guys all work full time, and he did as well for, how did you guys decide that, okay, we should get Min to do this while Phil carries on teaching, while you carry on working?
When we were setting up the shop, Min has always, I remember Min telling me he always wanted to run a shop. He always wanted to run a shop. And it just so happens to be, this is his passion and hobby. He loves the card games. You can see it on his face when someone pulls an awesome card, he pulls an awesome card, or someone does some fancy combo or what have you, and you can just see the absolute joy on his face. I sound a bit tired now, but I get that too. And I don't know, like with how do I put it? How do I explain that, Adu? That's a difficult question to explain. How do I explain that?
Like, well, for you, I would guess it's like finding like as a comic fan, right? Okay, it's that finding that one number that you're looking for, and it's there. right? And your
Yeah.
your whole body just goes, you know. And I think, you know, that's what, you know, because every card player is basically going to go, I wonder what's in this.
Yes.
You know, compared to what's in the other pack, you know, and you're going, you know, and once you see it, your whole face lights up, and, you know. And I've seen that. I've watched you guys over the years do that, and I've seen myself going, okay, is this worth anything? And
Yeah.
going,
Yep. That's worth something. I tell you,
you
what,
know,
it is so tempting to just sit here and just you know, open some packs, but
yeah. I mean, like, it's like
I
this
can't afford
one
it.
here, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is the old Pokemon card, right?
Right.
And it's something I got off, you know, I bought off Jason a while back, because, you know, he just thought, okay, these are the ones you want to get and stuff. You know, when you get like foil cards, people, you know, have special things, and these are the older ones, of course. But I mean, the newer sets, you know, you get stuff like Charizard. You know, I know the name, but I don't know the value of the cards, right?
Yeah,
But
of course, of course.
You get someone like Jason who goes, I know this value, and you get Mint, and you walk in and goes, Mint knows, yep, this is what's worth right now. You know, and that whole sales knowledge that he brings to the community is amazing about that.
It's actually amazing, and he helps players get what they want. That is a huge thing, and yeah, I don't know how he does it. I wish I had to save those exact same skills. It'd be fantastic, but no, that's, like I said, Min's speciality. Yeah, very good.
I've noticed him being dedicated to the cards, and I think that's something that's really worked well for you guys coming together like this, because you know, he's finding out everything all the time. He's always looking to get information. Now you've got Phil there as well, who's actually is a full-time teacher, and he's a manager, isn't he, of design school?
I'm not sure, but I know he's
manager.
he's the lead teacher. Yeah, he's the head.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, how do you guys dedicate? Like, I know that you do the times when you can, but like, how do you guys dedicate, and how does he dedicate time to what you guys are doing here?
Oh wow! Well, Phil dedicates a heap of his time to a lot of the background process through the Shopify and all that. And but he went through the other day and loaded pretty much 90% of all the products we had into our online store.
Right.
Still not 100% yet, because we still got to work through them and get barcode scanning and all that sort of stuff.
What was the address for that, the Shopify?
It will be card merchant Whangarei.co.nz.
All right,
is our website.
We can look card fight Whangarei, and we can look at that, and you can take us through it.
Oh gosh, I haven't even been through it that much. I'll have to do the same.
Yeah, we do this. Hopefully I spelled it right. I know it's card merchant, not card fight. Why did I get?
Yeah, card merchant. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I need to update our events calendar. Thank you, Adu.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys got events on all the time, right?
Yeah. And we're trying to gain more. We need to just get our name out there and let people know we're here, and just push for extra days, I guess. Because once you're on there and you scroll right to the bottom, our events calendar for September, as you can see, is just absolutely chock-a-block between Friday and Sunday.
Hey, can you share me that link in private, because I can't. I'm spelling it wrong, I'm sure.
Yep. CARDMERCH. Like, actually, because I've got you on my phone.
Okay, I'll have a look on the search. But I mean, I should have checked this before. I didn't realize you guys had a Shopify store. So let me get this right.
So it should be just www.cardmerchantwhangarei.co.nz.
Weird.
I wouldn't so much Google search it as you just type it straight into the into your bar there, Adu.
Right. Give me 1 sec. Now, yeah. So what is like, you said Phil's doing the background work, and that's with like website and taking care of this or orders, or is that Mint's job for ordering and stuff?
No. So with all this background, so the background stuff there, like I said, through through the website and whatnot. Phil's done all the design work for our like landing page and all our little icons and whatnot, and loading the products in there so that they show up on the website, and making sure that everything shows prices or pre-orders or what have you are all there. And I believe he's sorting the events as well.
Okay, I got it. I thought it was like had to go through Shopify and then put it through there, but it's actually
just no. Just go straight to the website. Yeah, I do just straight on the website.
Yep, we got it. Let's see. Here we go. So this is where you guys can go. The link is actually in the chat, but also I'll put the link up here. There we go. So it's card merchant Whangarei.co.nz. So take us through, take us through this website, man. Show us, how it works, and you said you guys have like events up. So this is here.
Oh, so even before clicking that, you can just scroll straight down, right to the bottom. It's not very far, not too far under those squishmallows there.
Right. Oh, this is cool. So on Sundays you've got all these games on. So 1 o'clock you've got that.
I'm gonna tell you. I did click the little September button just above Sunday there because that looks poor. Whereas this gives you an idea of what our average. This is just an every week thing.
Wow.
So you can see, on Sunday we got D&D there, and if you click that, it gives you a little blurb. So from about 6 p.m. there, the boys play until roughly 10, maybe 11 at night, and players welcome to come check it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's really awesome because you got like you've got here, you got the One Piece Saturday League coming up next week. Today was it 17 today? No, it's 15 today. Oh, we're on. Let me see. That is all September, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're just in the September one because we haven't. We mustn't have loaded October's yet.
Yeah, so I mean, like you've got Warhammer as well. We didn't even talk about Warhammer. I mean, I'm learning how the stories go, right, by watching the cartoons and the live action stuff about Warhammer, because that's something that's interesting to me. Because a TV series is coming out, so I'm quite excited with that. So I wonder if there's something that you guys, because you guys got players who play this, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep. We've got some boys that come in and they're here every week. So we have roughly 2 to 3 games going every week. Sometimes four, but mainly 3 games a week. And the guys, you can just hear them down there rolling dice and hearing things explode and whatnot. It's quite cool. It's really cool atmosphere.
Yeah. So not apart from having all these awesome events on all throughout the week, especially in the weekends because kids are out of school and stuff, but you guys do evening events as well, right?
Yeah, well, most of these evening events, we're still trying to work out how we plan those, and I think a lot of it comes down to just advertising that we want to do that. So what I mean by that is, like, on a Tuesday we've got to propose like a board game night where you can just after work just bring your board games down and have a couple games. You don't have to buy a new one off the shelf, but hey, if you do, we've got them on the shelf there for you. And obviously we'll always encourage someone trying something new. And I still have to go through a few of those myself and see how they work, so I can hopefully help teach some board games to people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. Like, I mean, there's 3 of you, so you guys can concentrate on 3 different areas of the shop and be able to be aware of what's there, and you can go, okay, this person knows a bit more than I do, and so on. I think it's just so cool to have a place now that's there that has supplying not only just trading card games, but you've also got paints and accessories, that people can, this is especially for modeling and 40K, right?
Yeah, it's definitely aimed at modeling and doing that sort of stuff. But hey, any sort of artist can pick up these paints and use them. They're there for whoever wants to paint something. Whether it be priming, or if someone needs a random can of primer for whatever they need, we've got the spray cans there too, and a multitude of colors. Yeah.
Right. Now, is this all done through Card Merchant, or is it like you have to go out and get them yourself from somebody else?
With the paints and stuff, it's all from a supplier. Yep. It's all through a supplier. And with the Warhammer stuff, we have set up our own account with Games Workshop. And there's only one at this current stage. There's only one other card merchant that does Warhammer, and that is Marnie and Nelson.
Wow.
So, yeah. So we
That's
decided
like South Island, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So there's one Warhammer card merchant in the South Island and one in the North. Yeah.
Now you've also got like stuff for for people, for kids and stuff, or girls and whatever, collectors. So you've got board games, you've got pop finals as well. Now with the pop finals, is there a specific type of pop finals that you guys like bring in, or is it like anything that's available?
Oh, it's a little bit of a lucky dip, to be honest.
Right.
If we see something that we want to bring in, we'll bring it in. But our first initial stock run of those was just as random as it could get. So you've got everything from Yu-Gi-Oh to Kiss, Gene Simmons, Marvel. There's a pink Superman over there, I believe that is. Yep, you name it, it's there.
Now, you've got that. Then also, of course, the card games. But I was looking at the board games here. You want to tell us a bit about the board games and which ones you stock here? And they're not your regular games, right? These are like more.
No, these ones are sort of a bit more obscure or probably harder to find. That's what we've been told by a lot of people that come in, and we've just had a big rush on them too. Actually, over the last couple of days, a few people have come in and grabbed a couple each. But we do like Escape Room. Oh wow! So Escape Room, that's a pretty awesome one. There, I haven't played it myself, but I have watched a few reviews, and it looks fantastic. And that's hurry up! There's only one unit in stock. We do only have one left. And then we've got two smaller versions. The website's a little bit behind with the stock coming in because, as you say, there's three of us, and we've got to work through it. We're working through it. We've got some one-use games as well. The one called Eatz, and they come in different. They call them what you could play them twice, but once you already know how the game runs, you're going to figure it out. So they call them one-use. They're reasonably priced. Wingspan there, we have been told, is a fantastic game.
Right.
So
and
that's the
expansion pack. So let me see. That's that one here.
It's all based on birds, and I believe you collect a whole lot of resources and whatnot. And I would say, I've been told it's similar to Monopoly, but not quite. And it's definitely a bit easier on the eyes, being able to look at a whole bunch of like cool birds and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, this is what excites me for getting into crossover into like from comics into board games, because I like games, but I was like, how do I create something that's going to interest me? Because I find like trading cards, I like them, but I'm not really smart at them, and you know me well. I'll buy them. I love the art. I love I'll have them, but it doesn't mean like I will sit down and play them. But if I have a board game in front of me, I'd be like, let's do it. So I decided like I was going to do a Monopoly and a Risk crossover, right? So join the two together and put out about 5 to 10 comic books about the characters that are going to be in it, and then make a board game being the big huge game that they go into. And so you already know the characters, and then you go into it, so people already know what the strengths of the characters are. Whereas, I tried playing D&D, but even though I'm a writer, I found that hard to play. But I've seen people play it, enjoy it so much, have so much fun with it, because it's such a cool game.
I would say with D&D, personally, I find it quite hard to play myself, as trying to keep everything of what's going on in the head is, really hard. I know the guys write it down and to a point. But as the game's going on and around, by the time it's my turn again, I would have forgotten what I did last turn.
I guess that's why you're the game master there, or DM, dungeon master there, to go, hey, this is what happened, and so on. And you guys run those games there as well. So Dungeons & Dragons, you mentioned there's one there tonight, but how regularly and how many games are running throughout the week? Do you know?
We at this stage we have 2 games of D&D that run through the week. I believe it's on a Thursday evening from 6 o'clock. A Wednesday evening, and Sunday evenings here where Luke runs it. My brother Luke.
Right. So you guys have been playing this. I mean, like he's been playing this game for over 10 years. So, you know, has it? Do you think have more people joined in that time, or is it like just people moving and
I think most of it is like they're like groups of friends will play. You will play D&D with a group of your friends, and there was a big surge of popularity of D&D with Stranger Things. There was a big push, and even my own kids are like, "Hey, Dad, can we do D&D?" And I'd love to get them here, but I think them staying up till 10 o'clock on a night before school is probably not a good idea. So. We're trying to find creative ways that we can help those younger kids get into it or what have you. And because to be honest, it doesn't cost anything to play D&D. You know, it doesn't, and it's a game where everyone, especially someone more introverted, can sort of come out of their shell a little bit and become a character and with the comfort. In the comfort of like your group of mates.
I think that's really cool because I like here's something, right? Talking about like being a character. So do you remember Underworld?
Right.
So the movie, right? So the new movie, I love Underworld, right? I'm a huge fan of werewolves, and that's been my thing, but I love vampires as well, but I'm a huge fan of werewolves. So I'm going to bring up this advert and I'm going to tell you about this whole thing about being in the role, right? I think it's quite a good little segue into that, because why, like, so this is Underworld here, and there's a trilogy, or I think there's 4 of them, but now if you look at I'm going to play this without sound because I think I got done the other day for playing with sound. So let's see this. So this advert. So I just read an article today about how gosh, I forgot her name. I'll remember it soon, but Kate Beckinsale, right? She's one of my favorite actresses, and so she talks about how when she did the first movie, it was really hard to like trying to like put on the leather pants and all that and get into the role. And she said after that one, it was just like putting on this character. Like you're talking about people stepping out and being introverted. Like there she is, like for the first time she's playing the sexy role that she's not really used to, right? And and so and then she goes, well, the second time I was like, after all, I just became like putting on a shirt and I was in that character, because it's totally different to what she normally does. And I just felt like that, like I think Dungeons and Dragons does that for people, because it allows them, like you mentioned, like, to come out of the shell, because it's like cosplayers, right? A lot of cosplayers are introverted as. And once they make up their costume and they put it on, they're out there, they're dancing in that character, they're talking like in that character, and then they take it off and they're back to like, and then they're very quiet again.
I think that's the secret, Adu, because it gives them. This is just my personal opinion and what I've observed. People getting into cosplay gives them that confidence in themselves to be that little bit more outgoing and interact with people. And a lot of those sort of things that people do, they do it for just the satisfaction of doing it. Or that's probably not the right way to say it. But you can just see it on people. You can just see. I don't even know the word. I'm lost for words. But you just see the whole aura of
passion,
people.
right? Yeah. It's a change. It's like once you put on that mask, you're like, or your whatever wig or that shirt, or pick up that sword or whatever it is, like wand, you're suddenly that person now. You're like you're that character. You're Harry Potter, or you're the wizard, or you're like let's say you're like it, right? You're dressed up in that paint with that, with the mask and all that, and you're suddenly that character. I remember when I was putting on Manji, I was like, I can now do sword things and not feel stupid about it, right? I can wave around my little friggin' katana and I'll be like, yeah, nobody's gonna worry if I go like this, you know. If I go like that, nobody's gonna go, oh, just true so.
Yeah, that's it. They're gonna be like, whoa, that's an X character, whatever. Yeah, that's. I guess and that's how I felt when I did the D Snyder for breast cancer awareness. Yeah, I'm not the most outgoing, confident person all the time, but even though I look like an absolute tool, I had such a blast, and I got the absolute Mickey taken out of me all day by everyone, my co-workers, and all the customers that come in the door. But hey, it made them second think about about what goes on and donating, what have you. Yeah.
I mean, look, you work in a very solid kind of, what would you call it, a manly environment, and here you're putting on like this Twisted Sister D Snyder makeup, with the long, glam hair and everything.
That's it.
And those tights, and but I think it's such a cool thing to be able to actually, and then do that for a amazing
cause
like breast cancer awareness. So hey Lynette. So this is Favorite Hero. As you guys know, we spoke to Lynette last week. Check her website out. Check out her Facebook, and check out her YouTube channel, which is Fabled Hero. Now she goes, "Hey team, agree fully about cosplay and fantasy such as D&D are great for stepping outside your bubble."
Yep, that's exactly.
And not only that, you are also able to meet people like you and like be sociable, because like now you're not, people come up and go, "Oh, you're Batgirl, or you're Batwoman, oh, you're Wonder Woman," and you're like that whole, it's not me anymore, it's not me dressed up like this, it's Wonder Woman they're seeing. And carry on, what were you saying?
No, I couldn't agree with Lynette more. That's a very good way to say it. Bring them out of their bubble, bring them out of their shell. Yes, and helping other. If you're out there doing it and leading by example, someone will see it and be inspired, and then that person will go and do it, or maybe the 10th person might go and do it, and then someone will see them and become inspired. And it really is just a chain reaction, and that's how communities grow, I do.
And this is which leads me really coolly into the next subject, which is mentoring youth. You have been an amazing mentor over the last decade for the youth of Whangarei who are in this scene, who have gaming as their passion. Want to tell everybody a bit more about what how it's been like doing that?
Oh well, from we had an exchange student come over. He had no friends, and one of my friends invited him into our Yu-Gi-Oh group. And over the course of a couple years, he got bullied into being tough enough. No, I don't know. With the mentoring, it's kind of a way to give people or younger kids someone to look up to, or something to get them out of a mindset of, I want to do this, say for instance, bad thing. Like instead of going out and, I don't know, stealing cars or what have you, give them a safe place to come and I don't know, learn to be a bit more social, I guess. It's kind of hard, Aru, to answer that, because everyone comes across with a different personality and possibly a different need. Like when I say need, but if you've got someone who's a little bit too much introverted and doesn't have many friends, they're a perfect example of someone who should come into a shop like ours here and come and learn a card game and grow their confidence talking to the same people over and over again that they don't know. And then at some stage they'll tip over the hump, and someone new will come in and they will see themselves in this person, and it will be like, I was just like that, and this is what would have helped me. And then that person's way of helping then helps, and it's not really me. I'm never going to say it was ever me alone. Everyone around me has helped each other bring the best out of each other, I think is the right way to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels more like a passing it forward, right? Because like you guys, you guys are feeding off each other and learning off each other, and now you'll be able to teach others, and then they'll be able to teach others, and so on. But it is a safe environment. I mean, a store is the safest environment you can be in, especially in a gaming setting.
Yeah,
I feel.
I think that's what's. It was hard to bring more players into Yu-Gi-Oh or Flesh and Blood, say, because at one step it was just out of my garage, and to some random mum or dad, I'm just some random guy too. So they're not just going to drop their kids off at some random guy's house and for a Sunday afternoon or what have you. But with the shop, it's a public place. It's a nice and safe place. There might be a little bit of swearing and then tell me off because I'm the worst. But that's where am I going with it? I lost my train of thought. I do.
Well, it's the safe place because, like, it's a trust, right? Like, if it's in a public environment, you are aware that other people are there to keep other people in check.
Yeah,
and so,
that's it.
And I think that sort of like becomes more like a group thing rather than just one person being singled out or something. Like,
Correct.
and I think that's quite. I think a lot of people don't think about like a store like that because normally when you think of a store, I'm going to buy that, I'm going to pay the money, for it, and I'm going to take it home and I want to use it. Whereas when it's a gaming or even a comic shop, right, wherever there's a table, that invites people to stay. And
there you go. That's a very good point I could follow up on. We can happily say that over 60%, maybe even nearly 70% of our store is just tables for people to come down and sit and play. Like say 70% of it is tables and chairs.
Yeah, and I mean, like the whole back area, like, you're right, about 70% of that area is just people can come out, and not only just to play, right? They could bring their friends to watch. They could hang out with with their partners or whatever. Mum and dad can come and have grab a drink and then sit down and watch their kids and see how they relate outside of home. A lot of times our parents could basically go, "Oh yeah, he's really quiet at home," and then see their kids playing. Like, what's going on with him? Why is he like this here when he
Because maybe that kid, I've seen it in my own kids where it's like I go, oh, maybe not that there's anything wrong, but it's like maybe he just needs a little push. Maybe needs a little push. And we have seen that with parents coming in here. It is great to see. It is great to see because they go, oh, is this? Oh, they'll talk to you and say, hey, my kid's a little bit ADHD or Asperger's or what have you, and they seem. You can just tell on the body language of these kids they're just a bit unsure of themselves. But then they sit down and they sort of open a packet or go through some cards. Mum and dad are watching. And and they come back and they go, wow, we'll bring them back next week or what have you. It's it is amazing to see.
And that's the thing, right? Because like I know, like you're not just a random somebody in the community, right? Because you've been in this for about 10 years. You've done conventions, you've done expos, you've done festivals. You've been out here, and people know you regularly. I mean, people out of town probably don't, but like now that you got a store, people will know you more now. Especially if you're like driving up from like say down from Kaitaia, Kerikeri, or Kaiwaka, or whatever, because you guys are like you basically represent Northland as a spot for cards.
Yep, that's it. And that was our aim. That was our aim, is to be like a big central hub for, and we're not very big, but hey, we were there to be a central hub for everyone to congregate. And it makes me wonder how many people have driven all the way to Auckland or further south just to go to a pre-release or to an event, and how many people have just decided, because it's such a trip, be 2 to 4 hours, say, I don't know, Kerry, maybe 3 to 3.5 hours to Auckland. They only have to travel that hour and a half now, or maybe less, to get that same, and hopefully get that same experience that we want to provide for everyone.
So now that leads me into the whole tournament thing. So how do you guys like run tournaments, and when do you do them, and who is it open to?
Oh, well, generally tournaments are open to absolutely anyone that wants to join. Preferably for your own sake, you'd want to know at least the basics of any game. Say for, I don't know, say Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is quite reasonably competitive in Whangarei. So you want to be pretty up to date with the current card pool or what have you, and how game mechanics work. But hey, if you're unsure and you still want to join in, we can accommodate for that as well. You can play some old bugger like me that will play something really old, and it's not as hard to learn. Whereas with, I don't know, what's another one I can use as an example? Magic: The Gathering has definitely got a competitive scene and a more casual scene. You would have probably heard of Commander format of Magic. I've been recently playing that myself, late Friday nights with a couple of guys that stay behind and want an extra game. And I'm really enjoying just the casuality of it. I'm very, very new to the game. Do not know much about it at all. But I was just having a great time. I felt like I was just sitting down with a bunch of mates at a table playing a game. Yeah.
Awesome.
So with tournaments, so I'll carry on with that. I do with so much tournaments and stuff. We run like a weekly hobby league for almost everything. Like that's the Grand Archive, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. Because Lynette will agree with this. It's a bit here and there at the moment. We're still getting our footing there, because sometimes people want to do draft, or someone wants to play competitive. But there's a lot of that goes towards Wizards of the Coast and us having to be partnered with them, and it's only sort of just transitioning now into that level of play. I think we just got the sign off just earlier this week, I think. So yes, well, we need to watch the space to see how we do, because we would like to put up a competitive Friday night Magic. Yeah, but then also have enough room here and for the casual guys as well, because hey, we at the end of the day, we're a place to play and a place to chill out with all your mates.
Now, gosh, I had another thought there. I lost it. But with you guys, that's the question I had in my head. I was like, you guys only have been open for 11 weeks, and what has that experience been like?
I'm going to say, for the lack of a better term, frustrating, because we can't keep enough. There's not enough of some of the stock on the shelf. No, it's been a real eye-opener, because there's so many people that collect the cards that would have bought online, or, hey, I'm going to Auckland, I'm going to buy it from Auckland, and they go, wow, we've got one in town now. We don't have to go spend $50, $60 or $80 even for a round trip to Auckland to get their own fix on their own card games and whatnot. But I think the biggest thing for me, Adu, is just seeing everyone just having a good time and enjoying the space. It's humbling, I think, is the right word. It is. It's very humbling, where I thought, I don't know how many people are even here for One Piece. I don't know how many people, and then next thing you know, there's no packs on the shelf. Or I don't know how many Magic players there are in town, and then we didn't even have enough packs to accommodate the pre-release. So we had to turn a couple people away. So yeah, it's going to be, it's a bit of a roller coaster on both ends. That's on the storefront side. On the legal and back side, it's a bit like this. But I'm been very new to this sort of aspect of things, and running like our own business. It's very different. It's very different knowing that I'm not an employee. I'm the boss. Or the same with Min. Min is also the boss. And then Phil, you never get this, but Phil's also the boss. So it's a lot different than working for someone else. But I guess in the end, that's what we are here for, is to work and help the community work and grow. Yeah, it's just literally being able to facilitate a place.
Now, what has it been like a reception to the changeover from like playing at like the design school to having a business? Like,
I guess we've got more freedom. I guess there's more bills come with more freedom, but I think in the biggest thing, the change wasn't very hard. We tried to reduce the impact on anything from all the players, from the players' aspect, like completely. It was just like, we will play here until the shop's ready, and on opening day, we'll come in and play in the shop. But I think that question is probably better suited to a whole bunch of players than myself. But from my side of things, I just sit there and hope it was as impactless as possible. And it was. It's only around the corner from where we were, within 100 meters of where we were before the design space.
Yeah. So, like, are you guys doing anything else outside the community, like outside the store? Is there anything else happening? Like, are you reaching up north or down south to get more, you know?
Sort of not at this stage. We just got the Facebook page, which gets updated reasonably regularly. I want to see a bit more advertising in the space, and just how do I put this? Not the advertisation of, or the advertisements of product and whatnot. I want to see, it's like, hey, do you like Pokemon? Come down. I want to do something like a trade day where you could just, well, you can do this any day, but set one up for people to actually come in and show off their collections of whatever they've got. Be it Magic the Gathering, be it Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, bring down your pop collection if you've got enough space in the back of your yet. I would love to see a lot of that sort of stuff and see what piques people's interests, and ask them questions of why they like those particular things, because that's a very good question to go into and really open up a friendship out of.
Well, I just thought like you could like have something like an open day for like artists or somebody, you know, somebody who does fantasy art, come down and say, hey, this is like, if, you know, I do fantasy art similar to this and that, you know, similar to TCG, or I do manga art, and have a whole bunch of different artists there just, you know, showing off their work, as well as the people, you know. Yeah,
at this stage, I think we're just too fresh. We're, like you were saying, only 11 weeks in now, and a lot of this sort of stuff hasn't crossed my mind. I haven't even thought about it. So thank you for the idea.
Yeah, because I think like there is so many great like, you know, regular, like, you know, you've got fantasy artists, you've got comic artists, you've got manga artists, right, in town who actually have stuff. I mean, like, you could have like, hey, well, how about you guys do sketch cards of my favorite character, right? You know, and, you know, you go, well, we can put this event on, or then you can move on to like, okay, how about we have an open day of games, right? Just for board games. And, you know, it's kind of like something like, because, but the thing is, you guys have so many things going on already. How would you even think to facilitate that?
I think we're just planning in advance. That's about as far as it goes. It's just planning in advance. Weekends are generally a lot easier for most people. That's why most of our events are on a Friday night, because it's you know, in your work week, and then you can come play some games and go home, or go home, come back and play some card games and go home again. But yeah, I don't know. I think, how would we facilitate that? We would hope that it's throughout the week, to be honest. But for people, ease of access for most people would be, we'd just hope we should just do it on a weekend at some time. And as I said, pre-planned. We've definitely got enough space for it. I'm just looking down there, counting the tables. Every time I turn my head this way, I'm counting tables. Yeah.
Well, I think, like, I mean, you could do it like every 2 months. Would be, you know, because you're not getting in the way of like, because you got how often are games getting released, like you know, pre-release days, stuff like that?
Oh wow, all the time. Like I'm not going to say every week, but just since we've opened, we've had one massive Wilds of Eldraine, which is Wilds of Eldraine, Magic the Gathering set release. We've had I believe it was One Piece, which the pack's called OPO4. It's the 4th booster box from One Piece. That's come out. We've had Obsidian Flames from Pokemon. They haven't turned up yet, but by all things, we've got season 16 of the Squishmallow teddy bears, as you would have seen on our website there. What else? We've had new Warhammer pre-releases as well, which literally just released yesterday. And I believe we've had a Magic release as well in the interim.
Right.
Yeah. So that's like 6-7 releases, and we've been open. That's one every 2 weeks.
Right. So yeah, it'll be, I think it's really timing, isn't it? Like, I mean, you got to let players know that this is what's happening on this day. You know, let all your mates know this is what's going to happen. So if you're playing, yeah, we're going to have this on that day. But I mean, it's because you could, like, because you have that space, you can do in-house events without having to go to other places to do it. And I think that's great about having that amount of space that you guys have there, because, you know, it doesn't really need to be that major because of the space it is. And you know, it's just such an amazing environment to be in, because I mean, for, you know, out the back you could put a sizzle, you know, and there you go.
That's it.
You know,
Yep.
it's a real nice spot. And that's like, where was I had the spot here? Hold on, I had the address and everything set up. So it's Card Merchant, and it's shop 2, 10 John Street. I always know it's 10 John Street because of the art, you know, art space that was there. But guys, I'm not going to take any more of Eatz' time, because I know he's busy. People are in the store, and I want to thank you, Eatz. But I also want to ask you to give us a 3 to 5 minute words of wisdom after 10 years of being a player, and not 10 years of being a player, but 10 years from doing group and to going all the way to opening a store. So give me about 30. I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about it, and then I'll put you on solo. And then we'll go there. So,
all right. Give me some time to think.
So, guys, the website for that is. Give me 1 second. There's a website that you can go to look at what's online, what's available. But also, of course, you can go into the store and you know, just, you know, go downtown and grab it. If it's, but you can always ring ahead. I'm sure. The information is all on the website, and, you know, find out, you know, research beforehand what you need to do, you know, what game you're interested in playing, because not every game might be suited to what you want to do. But like, there are so many cool things. Like, I mean, even today, right now, I think there's a live play of Flesh and Blood, right, on the Flesh and Blood TCG YouTube channel. I was watching a bit of that, where the guys were playing, you know, in some country, and you know, so you can actually learn, right? So about a bit more before you get to the store, what you want, what interests you if you're a first player. But like we talked about, you know, it's a great safe environment for parents to leave kids at, but also parents come down with the kids to check out and see, you know, if you're okay, because I mean, talk to the guys there. There's 3 guys there. There's Min, Phil, or Eatz. They'll be able to help you out. Now I'm sure you're ready now, so I'll put you on solo and give us, you know, your words of wisdom, bud.
Words of wisdom. Okay. I think that if you are passionate about something or have a dream to do something, you should go and chase it. Go and do whatever it takes to get there, within reason. Don't do anything illegal. There's some good 2 cents right there. But I think the main thing is, if you're doing it for yourself, you're probably doing it wrong. It's shouldn't be about yourself. You should be chasing a dream that you can share with other people, and that's what builds a community. And when other people have share the same ideas, you become part of, or everyone becomes part of that community. Give me 1 more second, Adu. I've got another bit sitting on the tip of my tongue. Another couple bits of wisdom. As much as I was scared to open the shop and take that big leap from being a club to running a store, don't be scared. Have it in the back of your mind that some things may not happen the way you want, but know that in the end you will get there through perseverance and just doing it for the benefit of others. There you go. I think that's about all I've got, Adu.
All right. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Catch us up in about another 2 weeks. I'm taking next week off, but we've got doubleheader next in 2 weeks, which we've got a writer and a comic book writer, creator, artist, and so that'll be pretty cool. thank you for joining us. Thank you, Eatz, for taking time away from running the store. And because like right now, if you guys can hear behind it, there's a Dungeons and Dragons game going on right now.
I was wondering if you could hear them going.
Yeah, a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, no, they've been very respectful down there.
All right, guys, kakite. We'll catch you next time. Wherever you are, be well, be safe, and hug your loved ones if they're close by. See you later. Thanks, Eatz.
No worries, Aru. Thanks, man.